now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, my co-ed channel for men and women, content in which I share with y'all past or current events pertaining to things that we should be aware of within the black community, things that we should have spiritual awareness of pertaining to ourselves. So nevertheless, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for still being supportive of my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, you like the video, you share. For all of my ladies, if you want a space in which the majority of the subscribers are women, you want a space in which is mostly female subscribers, I do have my second ladies only content channel, Mocha's Ladies Lounge. So if you would prefer a space particularly for women, you're welcome to subscribe over there, or the more the merrier. You can be subscribed to both of my channels here. But nevertheless, I can't complain. I have a good audience. I have good subscribers that know how to, share a space with the opposite sex. And rarely do I have drama on my co-ed channel, so I'm grateful for that. But nevertheless, just inform you of that. Make sure before I go into today's content that you like the video, you share the video. Y'all already know I'm going to deliver an awesome word. So let me go into this right away. So this story is coming out of Chicago, okay? Those of us who are familiar with Chicago, we're pretty much well aware of that. Chicago's one of them states, one of them cities in which they specialize in gun violence, okay? They have a high population of crime, high population of gun violence, unfortunately. And Chicago is just one of those states that are unfortunately cursed with the high population of crime and gun violence. But nevertheless, this particular situation here, unfortunately, is more personal due to the fact that it involves two individuals who share a child together, and that child is forever going to be haunted by the situation involving both of her parents. So before I go to today's content, anything I say is based off of my own opinion. This is my disclaimer. Nothing is actual factual. A lot of the information I'm giving y'all is from multiple sources. So nevertheless, I just want to share my disclaimer. I'm giving you all this information. It's fair use, okay? So let's get right into it, y'all. This is coming out of Chicago, Cook County. 25-year-old Chicago man was unalived after the mother of his child called out his Opps and dropped his location on Facebook. Bernardo Romero and Marlene, or I think her name is Marlene. Yeah, Marlene Romero, aka Marlene Janet Bennett, were no longer together. The couple was known for domestic violence. In other words, a toxic relationship. Marlene had a prior arrest for stabbing him. She has since deactivated her page, probably because everybody was coming on there ripping her to shreds, and she answered for that. And I hope she is held accountable for his demise. Okay, this is according to what somebody had posted. Now, to give y'all a more thorough understanding, Marlene decides to go on her Facebook page, right? And I guess because she has so much animosity, so much hatred towards the father of her child, she had the audacity to go on her Facebook page and post. This is her words, quote unquote. "My baby daddy got the weakest Opps. He just keep coming home alive and untouched. Ain't he snitch on half of y'all? Ain't he rob half of y'all? Anyways, he is not located in 4250 North Kimball. I repeat, he is not." Now, this is what she posted. She's basically calling out her baby's daddy's enemies by stating, "Wow, y'all weak. How y'all gonna let my baby daddy get away with snitching on y'all? And he's still living? How y'all gonna let my baby daddy get away with robbing y'all? And this man still, alive. I mean, he's disrespecting the set. Now threw y'all under the bus and y'all letting him walk. So basically, Marlene was enticing her baby daddy's Opps to come for him. Now, if this is not sick and twisted, I don't know what is. And to add salt to injury, she says he is not located in 4250 North Kimball, meaning he is located there. Okay? So my thing is, if you went that far, I don't know why you felt the need to backtrack and say he's not located there. You basically done threw him up under the bus. So I don't know why she tried to change the narrative when she in actuality dropped that location, because she wanted his Opps to know where he was. So what ended up happening was, after that, his Opps went to that location. They went to 4200 block of North Kimball Avenue, the same location she posted on her post, and the two men approached him on foot around 1:23 p.m. They pulled out the heaters and shot him 5 times in the chest. They fled on foot before driving away in a white SUV. Unfortunately, Mr. Romero had succumbed to his injuries at the Illinois Masonic Hospital, where he was pronounced unalived. He was identified by the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office as Bernardo Romero. If this ain't deep, I don't know what is. So, as you can see, really all of this could have been avoided. This sounded like a bitter baby mama. And just based off of the details I read and everything I researched, this has been a very turbulent relationship. She was arrested prior to stabbing him. So this was one of those relationships in which it was really, really toxic. And I advise anybody, if you're in a toxic relationship right now, if one of you have already been arrested, if there was any type of physical altercation involving a stabbing, somebody attempted to shoot the other one, this already lets you know this is a relationship you definitely need to jump ship from, because all it does is it continues to escalate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure exactly if they were together or if they were separated for a brief period of time, but what we do know is this was a very toxic relationship. So, unfortunately, what it sounds like to me is the baby mama in the situation, Marlene. Sounds like to me, Marlene had a lot of hate and animosity towards the father of her child. Let me school y'all on something. I find it very ironic, maybe it's just me, y'all, that you have individuals, and maybe some of y'all could relate, maybe because you're in that situation, who didn't mind. You basically trusted each other enough to go in the raw to produce a child, only to end up hating each other's guts. I can count on my hands how many times I heard a man say he hates the mother of his child. I've heard it multiple times, especially when I used to work at the jail and the guys were incarcerated for child support. Just to hear them drag the mother of their child, I'm like, wow. Not to mention, women are always, especially the bitter ones, the toxic ones, they're very transparent about how much they hate or can't stand the father of their child. If you be on Facebook, Twitter, any of those type of social spaces, you see it all the time. It's always those one or two few sisters. And what I mean by sisters, I'm not just talking about black women. Because in this case, not that it makes a difference, but the couples appear to be Hispanic, I'm assuming. If I'm wrong, I'll correct that. But I'm assuming they're Hispanic. So this just goes to show you, baby mama drama is just not a problem within the black community. It's a problem within all races. You feel me? Black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever. And I've seen women of all races and nationalities consistently bitch and complain about the father of their child. I've seen, I've never, the worst, it seems like the worst enemy, your worst enemy is the person you have a child from. I'm so serious. Anybody I know who's ever gotten in some type of really bad or toxic situation, it's because their baby mama or their baby daddy set them up. It's a lot of individuals in the grave right now because of their baby mama or their baby daddy. It's becoming more and more common, unfortunately, by the day. However, I notice in most cases when it comes to these type of situations, it's usually the woman that takes things to a whole nother level. You know, and the reason I can say this because I worked in the jail and I witnessed more men become incarcerated than women when it comes to these type of situations, right? Women by nature, we are emotional. You know, we literally make most of our decisions are based off of our emotions. I'm getting tongue tied. Most of the choices we make are based off of emotions, which makes it very dangerous because, as we all know, feelings change like the weather. Emotions change like the weather. You know, you can be in a really bad space with somebody today, and tomorrow you may need that anger or animosity may wear off. You know, things are constantly changing. So just because you feel a certain way right now, it does not mean you're going to feel that way 6 months down the line, a year down the line, and so forth. Unfortunately, when women become angry, we live within that moment. And it's hard to see past the smoke because you're seeing black and you're so infuriated and infatuated with your hate towards your significant other or the father of your child or whatever. And what tends to happen is you become so obsessed with your animosity towards them that you don't look straight, you don't think straight. And I also will say men that are hyperly masculine, that lack discipline in their emotions as well, they also have the same issue, in which they become so emotional towards a woman that they will snap. You know, they'll hurt the child, they'll hurt the woman. You know, they just let their anger get the best of them. But in this case, I'm speaking in terms of the female. So when women get angry, it goes from emotional to evil. I mean, granted, we get mad. You know, we're going to get mad. Women, we anger easily. We get upset easily. And we hold grudges longer because by nature, women, we're more fragile when it comes to how we operate with our emotions. So the difference is a woman who has some type of control over her emotions, she realizes that she stands a lot to lose if she goes overboard. I think just about every woman at least one point in time thought about unaliving, just a thought, unaliving her significant other. But if she has any type of morals or value or, you know, for her life and her freedom, it's that spirit of discernment that's going to step in and say, look, I really hate this dude's guts, but I hate prison even more. I hate being away from my child even more. It's going to be something, some type of conscience or common sense going to step in and make you weigh the pros from the cons. Because just about every woman has gone there when you reach that breaking point. But again, when you realize all of what you have to lose and you don't want your child resenting you in the long run because you went so hard at their father that you ended up getting him hurt in the process, that child gets old enough to understand, then you got the answer for that. Many women have done this. When women get angry, especially unstable, let me correct that, because I don't want nobody taking my viewpoints and making it seem like I'm talking about all women being evil and emotional. When you're dealing with an unstable minded woman, in this case, she proved she was unstable because she stabbed him before. I've been married about, 24, 25. I've never gotten that angry to where I want to stab my husband. Has he done stuff to make me think about it? Absolutely. But, again, I value my freedom. I value my relationship with my daughter. I don't want to be put in a predicament to where I end up in prison and, I get deprived of being a part of her life like that. We got women out here, we got careers, we got mortgages, we got too much we riding on to allow our anger to get the best of us like that, to where you're resorting to that. But when you're dealing with an unstable woman that lacks discretion, lacks common sense, has no, she does not know how to govern her emotions. She goes from emotional to evil. And that's what pretty much ended up happening, because she already had stabbed him before. That wasn't enough. She has so much animosity and hate towards this man, she actually dropped his location. For her to do that, she did not love the father of her child. I can, to be fair, when you and a person break up, depending on how y'all broke up, no, you're not going to have that same love for the mother or the father of your child. But to resort to that, you just straight up hated that man. For you to get to that place to where you did not care absolutely nothing about what would happen to him, you're past, you have passed that level of just hating the father of your child. You actually wanted him to be deleted. Plenty of women I know, they cannot stand the father of their children. But to the point to where you hate him so much you want him gone off this earth, that's deep. Stabbing him was not enough. She wanted this man gone. So that's why she dropped his location. Enticing the Opps. Y'all weak. You know why? You know when you say stuff like that, the Opps got to show and prove. You don't ever sit up here and call any gangs. You don't call they bluff. Oh, I know y'all ain't coming over here and going, unalive me because, I'm disrespecting the blue flag, the blue flag or the red flag, throwing it up and waving it, on my Facebook page. Just trying you, provoking you. And when you provoke anybody that's in that life from the streets, when you provoke people who live by that street life, they gonna answer. Because they have to show that they are forced to be reckoned with. So she knew what she was doing. She knew his Opps was going to answer to that because she was calling a bluff. And because she didn't have the balls to unalive him, because she could have did it herself. She already stabbed him. Until she posted that, so somebody else can do her dirty work. Because she ain't had the balls to do it herself. So she cowered down by posting his location. So the Opps can do the dirty work that she don't have the balls to do. But where she wasn't smart was, you posted it on Facebook, a public platform in which people would see publicly. Man, yo, you see this broad sitting up here telling us her baby daddy done snitched on us, telling us letting us know that he done robbed us. Who's to say they probably didn't have an idea? But she made it very clear and made it very evident, and she posted it. Once you post those words, you can't erase it, even if you didn't mean it. So, unfortunately, that was a task that had to be answered to. Anybody that's in that life or about that life, you don't play them kind of games, because they're going to act on it. And that's absolutely what they did. And you got to respect the street code. You can't post stuff like that and figure they gonna ignore it and just figure, oh, she just having a moment with her baby daddy. We ain't gonna follow up behind that. So she don't know what kind of dealings her baby daddy had out there in the streets, and maybe she knew. That's why she used it to her advantage. But I say all that to say this. I've seen some women get so vindictive, and they allow their hate to just pretty much mastermind how they move and operate with the father of their child. I've seen women become so angry they have caused their children's fathers to get fired from their jobs, lose their livelihood. Why? Because she wants to be messy and call his job. She wants to be messy and post certain things, knowing he works a certain type of job in which he cannot afford any type of negative attention like that being drawn to him, and his job not questioning his reputation. I've seen women out of anger cause men to lose their careers. I've seen women out of anger cause men to lose their jobs, their livelihood. Like, if this man loses his job, how is he going to help provide for that child? How is he going to send you child support for that child? I've seen women get so angry at their baby's father, they set them up to actually get unalived. There's been several stories of women setting up their own baby daddy, paying the hitman, setting up the father of their child. That is what the last Unhinged episode I did. That is what the former NBA athlete Lorenzen Wright. That's what happened to him. The mother of his 7 children, she was so angry with him from things he had done to her in the past. The cheating and messing around. Know how it is when these athletes get in this type of lifestyle. She set him up to get unalived. Bribed the man to come to her house, send him nude pictures and all of that. He come over there thinking, they gonna get it in, and the whole time it was a setup. And guess what? She did not care that he was the father of not 1, not 2, not 3, but 7 of her children. You have some women that are just as ruthless, vindictive, and low as some of these dudes out here. They just as low as they could possibly be. And they have no conscience. I've seen women get so angry, they lie on a man to cause him to get locked up. Will he get a record? They would lie knowing they hit the man first, and because he hits her back out of the self-defense, she'll call the police, boo-hoo, pour down, cry, and because her marks seem a little more visible than his, they lock him up. It's just a personal prejudice that the law has, unfortunately. Matter of fact, the profession I'm getting ready to go into, that's why they're training officers now, how to answer to domestic disturbances and not automatically jump into the defense of the woman, because a lot of that has been happening. So they're intentionally now getting officers trained and how to respond to domestic disturbances, to domestic disputes, and not automatically siding and empathizing with the female before they get all of the facts. So, many women have done this. You know, they will get so angry, they don't care how far they'll go to jeopardize the father of their child's well-being, not understanding how it's going to affect the child in the long run, which in turn, it becomes a burden for her. Her hate, she was so fixated on her hate for this man that she basically put her child's father in harm's way. Now her child does not have a father. She's going to be a single mother for the rest of her life, while you got women out here who wish they had a baby daddy. As much as they can't stand them, they wish their baby daddy would get the child, have a relationship with the child, spend time with the child so they can get a break. Here it is, from the looks of it, from what I saw on his Facebook page and everything, this man was very well active in his child's life. And she ruined that. She took that from her child. You have women that do it every day, all day. These type of stories, they're not hitting the media. They're not going on the news. They're not publicizing it as much as they do men who unalive women. And the law is very biased because they don't understand that just because a female is a female, that she's less capable of being a danger to society, a threat to the safety of her child's well-being. You have women that are just that vindictive. They will get the law involved. They'll go so far as to paying somebody to off their baby daddy. Set them up to get unalived. Hey, I want you to come over tonight. I want you to come see me. I want you. He going over there thinking, you know, they going to do what they do. And she got somebody, you know, standing in the closet, waiting for him to get comfortable. And, you know, they come out the closet and pop this man in the back of his head. He ain't even see it coming. Sounds like to me this has been a very turbulent, toxic relationship. And that's why I cannot stress this more than enough. If you got a baby mama that's mentally unstable, she wants to fight, she done put her hands on you a couple of times trying to provoke you to hit her back, she done called your job, caused you to lose your job, if she's done anything remotely close to you losing your job, you know, you getting incarcerated, these are the type of women you need to stay far away from. If you got to be involved with her for the sake of your child, you definitely better get a court order. You cannot reason with the toxic baby mama. You have to let the courts get involved. You have to earn visitation. I mean, you got to get visitation court order. You can't let her pick and decide when she want you to see the child or not. Because it'd be that one time you go see the child because there's no court order. She's setting you up. She's doing something to provoke you so you would hit her. You got this type of unstable women. They intentionally sit back all day and just figure out ways on how they can destroy you. You got women who really hate the father of their children, and there's different factors because of that. Number one, she hates him if he no longer gives her the abilities to control him. You want to make a bitter baby mama mad? Take away control when she's used to having it. Or, next factor, you get involved in another relationship. That actually should have been number one. Once you get another woman, and that other woman is coming around your child, she knows you happy, you in a better place, and don't let her be miserable, don't let her not have nobody, then absolutely, she wants to see you destroyed. She's the one that's going to call your baby, going to call your current girlfriend or current wife. The moment you slip with her one time, she going to call your wife, call your girlfriend and let her know. She going to have pictures, she going to have proof, because that's what it's all about. When you're dealing with the unstable, malicious, vindictive baby mama, it's all about destroying you, and she don't care at what cost. You making money, you doing good. She thought that child support court order, was going, make your pockets suffer, only to find out you still eating good, you're doing good, you still got a nice car, you still got a nice house. Take you back and forth to child support court to drain you, hoping she could drain you and leave you dry so you could be the bum ass nigga that she's already proclaimed that you are to everyone. He's a dusty, he broke, he ain't got no money, he ain't got nothing. That's what she wants people to think. Listen, you have the vindictive, malicious woman wants you to go down. She wants you to go for dead. She wants to destroy you. She wants you to have absolutely nothing. Because it's past emotional. It has gone from emotional to evil. One thing if a baby mom, she don't like you, she don't speak to you, whatever. But when it gets to the point where she's trying to destroy your livelihood, setting you up where you can lose your life, and intentionally sabotaging your child's mindset to where your child can have grudges or hatred towards you, you definitely you got your work cut out. Hello? Once a woman proves that she has no limits to how far she will go to destroy you, especially in this case, but unfortunately, this is past the point of no return because, of course, this man, his life is gone now, so he cannot change. There was absolutely nothing he could have done to change this because it was unforeseen. He didn't expect it. But the thing about it is, it's going to be interesting to see how this case turns out. If she's going to be charged with anything, being that she posted and gave the Opps a location. However, she did not tell, she, even if somebody tells you to unalive somebody, I don't know too many people who've been incarcerated because they told somebody to unalive somebody, but at the same time they can get her with conspiracy. However, she wasn't the one who was the trigger person. It was the Opps that actually unalived this young man. So I don't know where her involvement is going to come in at if they do decide to charge her with anything. Because she did drop the location, but it's a sticky situation. She dropped the location, but she did not actually do the unaliving part. So it's some blurred lines. And with Chicago being a state of high population with gang violence, I don't know, being that this is a common issue, I don't know how serious they're going to take this. Hopefully they do for the sake of the family. Meanwhile, the Opps have not been caught as of yet, but I'm sure, as this case continues to prolong itself, it will all start to come together. The main thing is, it's the psychological damage behind it. You got to realize there's still a baby involved. So the father of the child, his family, they're definitely going to feel some type of way because they lost a son, they lost a brother, they lost a nephew. And meanwhile, they're going to have to deal with this broad because, she's the mother of his child. Then there's her family. Her family is going to have to deal with the fact knowing she was involved with the cause of his death. So it's going to cause a lot of conflict between both families. And meanwhile, they have to share this child. If she gets arrested, what happens to the child? Which family member is going to decide who's going to end up the primary guardians of this child if she gets arrested? My thing is, if she don't get arrested and of course, she is going to be the primary parent because she's the only parent that's left, how's it going to affect how the family bonds with the child? I mean, this is a hot ass mess. It's tore up. They're going to have to bury this man. I mean, is her family going to be there? I'm sure. I mean, is her family going to be there? I mean, wow. This really going to be messed up, man. I mean, but you got women who will go this far. It happens. When a woman gets angry, she has no limits. I've heard many horror stories. I've heard men lose good jobs because the baby mama called up there and lied on him and said, he's abusive to women. Or she's constantly calling job, harassing them to the point to where the supervisors are tired of dealing with it. It's been men who can't keep women. Nobody wants to be in a relationship with them because they find out how toxic the baby mama is. There's been guys who have not had, who have missed out on good relationships. Because, the baby mama is off the chain. She toxic. She crazy. And this will definitely run women away. Guys who can't get a good woman because their baby mama too crazy. She's stalking her now. She going to her job now. She posted crazy stuff about your wife or your potential girlfriend. You're somebody you're trying to build something with. Situations like this, if it's not too late, and you find out you got a crazy, toxic baby mama, I would advise you to move to another state. If she knows where you live, you need to move somewhere else. You need to move to another state or move to another county in which she cannot find you. Not only that, when it comes to picking up and dropping off the child, don't always do it in a public place where people can see you. Nowhere private where she can lie and say you hit her or you tried to run over with your car. When you're dealing with women this unstable and this dysfunctional, you cannot put nothing past them. Because you don't know what's the next trigger they're going to pull to try to destroy you. She's already doing things really whack out of character. Like I say, women, we get mad, we get emotional. We do things, out of spite. But when it comes to a point, a woman putting her hands on you, she done got you fired from your job, done ran every woman out of your life, all that's red flags. You're going to have to reevaluate and reinvent your whole life somewhere else to where she has limited access to you. Don't have a social media page. Some of you guys are just as, gullible as the females y'all complain about. Y'all post everything. You post when you done bought a new car. You post when you done bought a new home. And just because y'all not Facebook friends, don't think that she can't go into your account or create a fake Facebook page and you accept her friend request, not even knowing it's her, because she got some pretty Instagram model profile picture and you thinking it's a girl who interested in you when that's really her that created a fake page. You on here posting and flossing that you got money. You posting that you traveling, going out of town, and you doing things. And the whole time, she's up there fuming. She's having a damn acrimony moment. She's become obsessive. Keeping up with your life. Keeping up with how much money you spend. keeping up with everything you're doing with your new woman. You have some of these females, once they get their hate claws into you, they don't want to pull them out. But, you know, it's a very, very unfortunate situation, man. There's a child that's going to become older, that's going to have to be aware. That child is going to be made known as to why their father's not here. There's a child that's going to become an adult and is going to be old enough to know and understand, my father is not here because my mother caused him to get unalived. Now, she may have to deal with that later. She may have to deal with the fact this child may resent her if she's not already in prison. Like I said, conflict between family, both sides are going to be hurt and devastated, but both families got to understand it's not neither one of their fault. The family, hopefully they can peacefully try to come together without pointing the finger and blaming who did what, because the bottom line is she made this decision. So the families don't need to be beefing with each other and not getting along and not talking to each other or falling out with each other because of what she did. Unfortunately, the victim, Bernardo, he's not here to speak for himself, but he does have a child that's going to have to be, taken care of and looked out for. And that child is going to need both families. That child is going to need all the support he or she can possibly get. But hopefully the family get justice. I do strongly believe she needs to serve time. She needs to be sentenced, because the Opps would have not known where this man was had she never posted that. So she's 1,000% in the wrong. And the Opps should not have played into her game and went to its actual location. But this is what happened. It is what it is. So, guys, I can't stress this more than enough. If you know you got an evil, vindictive baby mama, try your best to have limited access to her. Let the courts be involved. Because you got to protect yourself at the end of the day. You got to protect yourself. You got to protect your livelihood. You got to protect your marriage or your current relationship. You got to protect yourself, because we know these laws are very biased, and they always look out for women more than they do men. So you have to cross all your T's, dot all your I's, and just be very mindful. Keep your head on a swivel whenever you're involved with a toxic baby mama. So anyway, y'all, leave y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this. Do y'all think she's going to get any time? Do y'all think the law is going to let her off? What's y'all personal opinion on this? Do y'all think this has been trouble that's been brewing up amongst the both of them for quite some time? Do y'all think there was anything he could have possibly done to avoid this from happening? Or do y'all believe this was something that was just bound to happen anyway? Let me know what y'all think about this. Make sure y'all hit that like button before y'all exit. My heart goes out to both families, everybody that is affected and whose lives has been forever altered by this unfortunate, tragic event. My heart goes out to both of you, both families. Anybody who wants to clear up anything or add anything else to this story, please post it in the comments. If it's family or whoever, if there's something that wasn't clear or something that was misinterpreted, you're free to reiterate on that in the comment section. Again, I pulled this story from different sources, okay? So, don't beat me down too much about the information if it's not clear. So anyway, y'all have a good one. And y'all know I'm going to be back with some more content sooner than later. Y'all be blessed, be careful, be wise, pay attention to y'all surroundings. Y'all have a good one, and I'll be talking to y'all soon.